Welcome to UC Berkeley. Today we're busting myths about the application process.
You'll hear from staff, faculty, and students. They'll tell you what's fact and what's fiction about applying to Berkeley, and how you can make your application competitive.
We would like students to picture themselves at Berkeley with the understanding that Berkeley is an engine of social mobility. It is here to serve citizens from the state, from the nation, and from the world. We are building a global community of leaders that we hope that will go out and hold up the Berkeley tradition and the Berkeley legacy of being agents of social change.
One of the myths I've heard is that no one reads the admissions applications.
So one of the myths at UC Berkeley is that no one really reads your application, and that's absolutely not true.
One thing that I would say about the application process is that it's easier than people think. You think, oh, I'm applying to Berkeley, it's the hardest school to get into. The reality is that people here at Berkeley in the admissions office actually care about each individual student that applies, so they take the time to read your essays, to read your personal statements, to figure out who you are, who's the person applying, so they can admit a diverse, interesting group to UC Berkeley.
The myth I heard about the application process was it was all about grades.
There is a myth that admission to Berkeley is all about grades and test scores. And yes, grades and test scores are very important. However, we look at the whole person. Achievement can be found in different areas of your life, and we are interested in how you have achieved in other ways.
We don't use weights or any kind of complex calculation. What we do is a holistic review. We look at the entire application, including the personal statement, and we make a holistic evaluation based on all of that information. We spend a lot of time and care training 100+ readers to be able to evaluate and assess all the information in your application.
So 3 components to the application are going to be your courses, your grades, and for freshman applicants, your test scores. So as far as courses are concerned, you need to check the UC website to make sure that you're eligible. For grades, you're going to need to submit all grades that you've received up until the point of application. We don't favor one test over the other, but all applicants must submit 2 SAT subject tests. For those taking the ACT, they have to take the written portion. Okay, a few other things you're going to include in your application are activities demonstrating leadership, awards and honors, community service, and employment. These things are going to give us a bigger perspective of who you are.
My advice to students would be to make sure that you list all of the information in detail, including the position that you've held at that activity and any leadership, the number of hours and the amount of time that you've spent doing that activity per year, whether it's during the summer or during the school year.
We're looking for information that would demonstrate a student's academic potential, perhaps an extraordinary talent, a student who has succeeded in spite of some unusual circumstance, or any other information that will help us understand the full academic program and the context within which a student has achieved.
As a transfer student, I found that what Berkeley was looking for was not necessarily what was in my GPA or in my test scores per se, but what they were looking for was what I did for my community.
I often hear from students both in the classroom and in the admissions office that they are not good enough for Cal or they're not Berkeley material. My advice is have the courage to compete in our applicant pool and leave selection to the admissions office.
I got to UC Berkeley because I checked off the box. Honestly, I wasn't going to apply. I wasn't planning on it. I thought my SAT scores were way too low. But my mom said, just check off the box and see what happens, and I checked it off, and I think my personal essay was really what got me through the application process.
When it comes to the application, I would definitely suggest spending a lot of time on your personal statement. It's the one thing on the application that you can really make stand out, and you can kind of let the admissions department know who you really are versus just numbers and scores.
In the personal statement, we're looking for evidence of more and different types of achievement beyond the grades and the test scores. The personal statement completes the application. It goes beyond a list. It expands on those qualities that are your strengths. When writing the personal statement, reflect on whether or not the reader has been given a complete picture of you. What else would you like the reader to know about your achievements? What can you expand upon relative to your talents, your leadership, your special academic programs, work experience, community service? And when you sit to write the personal statement, reflect upon your life and what makes you shine, what makes you a star in your world, and share that with the reader.
One of the challenges that I found about the application process was the personal statement. And one thing I found that was helpful for me was the personal statement writing workshops that were held by community college professors and UC Berkeley representatives that came out to the community college.
My personal statement was really personal, and I think that's what got me here, because I opened myself up in the process and told them who I was, what I wanted to be, and that's what got me here.
The myth I heard was the campus is large and impersonal.
You know, Cal is large, but there are thousands of ways to make the campus smaller and make it more meaningful to you as a student. And one of those ways is to be involved in one of our 700+ student organizations, to be engaged in intramurals and compete with your peers, do research, do study abroad, be engaged in one of the fraternities or sororities on campus. The bottom line is this: make Cal your own experience by getting engaged and being involved.
Berkeley is the best place to study just about anything. It's one of the nice things about the campus is that it has programs in all sorts of things that are full of exciting people doing all sorts of stuff. So pretty much regardless of what it is that you want to study, you can come here and just completely immerse yourself in it.
I would have to say it was the people here on campus that really attracted me. Everybody on campus was really welcoming. The student body was really diversified. Academics, Berkeley is, you know, a top caliber school, and it's a fun school.
One of the best things about coming to Berkeley, I would definitely say, is the history. Berkeley as a campus is just so rich of so many cultures and so many people. And like, you're walking down Telegraph and you're walking down the historic street, you're walking on campus, you're walking around Sadler Lane, Sprout, everything is just like so much rich history to every spot that you sit in on this campus.
We would like for each and every one of you to picture yourself at Berkeley.
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 So picture yourself at Berkeley and go Bears.
Picture yourself at Berkeley. Go Bears!